so they have to stay with their employer till they're 65.
I am trying to connect my headphones so that there is not a, I am trying to connect echo. Day 4 hangover. That's brutal. Good morning. Hello. Hi, everybody. We're just gonna sit here while we wait. I'm a little early today because I finally timed my breakfast right. Whoa, that was very loud. But while we wait, I am going to see what deck we're doing. I'm sure y'all can tell from the little thingy-mabobber. Spirit actually gave me, Spirit actually gave me a topic today. So we're going to be doing what is the next chapter bringing into my life. Some of us are transitioning, some of us are shifting, some of us are entering into a new era, if you will. And I want to know what that's all about, so. And now that song's going to be stuck in my head all day. Guess you missed me on your bed. Sorry, I forgot that that's really loud. So we're being pulled to this tarot deck so far. This is the traditional, but it's actually like radiant, which is a good omen for the topic today. I'm gonna use this one at the end because I do that for personal client readings anyway. We're going to start incorporating it into my longer form content as well, because you can never have too much self-care advice, in my opinion. And they are showing me an oracle in my mind's eye. Guess you missed my love all in your bed. God damn it. Stupid TikTok. I opened it for like 5 seconds. They're so out of order. There we go. This is the one that they just showed me in my mind's eye, which is my wisdom oracle. And I still happen to have the guidebook right next to me. So we're going to be using this one too. This will be the first one, and then we'll use the tarot cards to clarify it. And then I think I'm just going to leave it at that for now, and we'll see if Spirit shows me anything else in my mind's eye as the reading goes on. I'm going to give it like 2 more minutes, and we're just going to cleanse the cards in the area. Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's having a good day so far, or a good week, I should also say. Hey, so what's a grand rising? What's that mean? Is this like an astrology thing? Some of y'all are, off the bat, I'm picking up on this energy that, like, some of you are being tested in your negative self-talk. So, like, little things are, I don't know how else to explain this, but let's say you have a negative thought and then some sort of, like, mishap happens immediately after. Like, you drop something that's in your hand, you hit your leg on something. In my experience with working with Aphrodite, that will happen. So some of you could be working with Aphrodite. So if you have like a negative thought about yourself, maybe something like that happens. I don't know. It's just my experience working with her. Everybody's experience with gods and goddesses is different. Nobody's telling me what Grand Rising is. What is it? Someone let me know. Do I have to Google it? Oh, it's just another way of saying good morning. That makes more sense. Bless me. It's a better way to say good morning is all. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna keep the sage burning over here. Y'all can see it too, so I like that vibe. I always immediately think or say bless you. Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. Did you know that, like, I think it's Catholic, but correct me if I'm wrong, but Catholics say bless you because they believe that when you sneeze, a demon can enter in. And for some reason, that has, like, literally sunk so deeply into my DNA that even in public, if I hear someone sneeze, I say bless you. But it's also because, like, my grandmother raised me with manners. So if I don't say excuse me or bless you or, you know, the proper thank you, please manners, I feel like she's going to haunt me. Anyway, I digress. So we're going to start with this one, like normal. We're going to pull from the oracle, and then it's always the Catholic guilt. Like, it's so deeply embedded in my DNA that, like, I honestly don't think it'll ever go anywhere. So we're going to start with this, and then we're going to use the tarot to clarify as per usual. A lot of you can probably see from, like, the underneath my username, you can probably see that we're doing what is the next chapter bringing into my life. And as I said in the beginning, a lot of us are going through a transition period. So there is some sort of change manifesting for you. Excuse me. You learned that from a Catholic family and friends growing up. Yeah, checks out. I have, my nanny was Catholic, and then I used to attend church, and believe it or not, I used to go to a church camp and a youth group, and now here I am, super witchy, psychic, and tarot reading. It's because your heart stops when you sneeze. Yes, that is exactly it. And they believe that when your heart stops, you're more susceptible to a demon swooping in. I don't even really know if I believe in the whole concept of demons. Deep knowing. Guess you missed my love on your bed. Sorry. It's going to be stuck in my head all afternoon. Something about this owl at the top is really pulling me in. The owls to me are very wisdom, very like spiritual, very all-seeing kind of energy. I feel like that is aligned with the collective today. It's almost like this collective is recognizing a lot of truth about what their intuition is trying to show them. There's something about this moon up here too. And I don't know why this is giving like Mars energy. Mars is like it's Aries. Okay. So we are going into Aries season. So Aries to me, first and foremost, God love them. They can be a lot. I feel like this is more about like the characteristics that Aries embody more so than the zodiac sign itself. Some of you could have Aries, sun, moon, rising, or Venus. My Venus is in Aries. yes, it is exactly all that you think it is. I feel like for a lot of you, part of what this transformation or part of what this new chapter of your life is, it actually correlates towards your confidence and towards your ambition, as well as like any Aries I've ever met is usually very action oriented to the point of their own detriment, but that's a topic for another time. I feel like a lot of you are starting to become more inspired about life. You're starting to take action towards what it is that you want to build or you want to create. And it's almost like not only do you have this like deep inner knowing about this, but it's almost as though like Aries energy is kind of amplifying this for you. Some of y'all are going to see an owl. Okay. So, we have time for a nap, which, did I not just say sometimes Aries energy can do things to their detriment? This is confirmation of finding balance between doing too much and not enough, all right? Taking time for yourself, making sure that you're resting and taking care of you is equally as important as taking time to get shit done. We also have observer. Observe rather than act. That is the period for the next week, is what I just heard. Maybe even 2. The next couple of weeks. I don't know. Take it how it resonates for you. But there's something about being in a more observant, a more rested, a more kind of concentrated focus energy than anything else. Then we have Treasured Island. Something about the turtle. I fucking love turtles. Fun fact about Avery. And then we also have Message in a Bottle. So some sort of communication could be coming forward in the next week or so for some of you. For some, this is actually a job offer. This is a job opportunity, something that you either applied to or something just kind of falling into your lap. Take it however it resonates. Others of you, this is someone from your past. They're showing me like circling the block. And a small group of you, this is a family member that you have lost touch with. And not because of like no turmoil is what I'm hearing. Like there was no contact situation. Like this isn't someone that you had beef with, if you will. This is just someone that like the natural phases of life kind of phase the connection out. Interesting. It's also intriguing to me that like both this card and this card, which are side by side, by the way, have this like crescent moon energy going on. And they look similar. Something about the man and the moon. Isn't there a song? I want to say Bruno Mars. Please hold. And immediately when I said his name, I just heard, same bed, but it feels just a little bit bigger now. Talking to the Moon. That's the one. My heart breaks a little when I hear your name. It all just sounds like ooh. Kid Cudi, you're right. He followed me on my old Twitter account, and that's my biggest flex of life. I have no idea why. It was in like 2014. Like when he was like just starting to like really get like peak career. He followed my old Twitter, and I remember telling everyone around me and no one believed me, and then they saw his account and they were like, oh, like you're serious. And I was like, I wasn't joking. Like it was the coolest moment of my life. Also I hate Headley now, not the band, but you know, the lead singer is a piece of shit. But one of their bandmates, I think it was the bass guitarist, he also followed my old Twitter. Fun facts about Avery today, apparently. Also, what is that other song I keep hearing? Same bed, but I feel When I Was Your Man. I'm going to send that one to the chat too. My heart breaks a little when I hear your name. I first noticed the crescent moons too. My coffee mug that I'm using right now has a crescent moon handle, just like the pictures. I also think I'm like a minute behind everyone. Interesting. I also am thinking of those of you that are Friends fans. I'm thinking of Monica's like sun and moon set, like her mug set. Anywho, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the guidebook for these. I know We're going to look at the guidebook for these because if you have been following me for a while or if you have heard me say this before, I personally believe that Spirit guides you to Oracle decks with guidebooks for a reason. Okay? And then after that, we are going to clarify with the tarot. I love how, like, people just immediately dropped out of the stream. I get it. I didn't say I was going to read all of it to you. I'm kidding, though. If you want to leave, that's fine. I'm not going to be offended. I have the attention span of a toddler, so I get it. You just made a mug set at a pottery class. That's literally what I want to do. Anyway, I tried to convince my boyfriend to do it last weekend, but we didn't have time. And I want to make that mug set. I want to make the friends mugs. Anyway. Welcome to, like, Very Authentic Avery for those of you that this is your first time making a stream, or if you are, like, just not used to this. This is who I am in long form content. I don't have enough time to show y'all that version of me on short form. Anyway, happy birthday! So this one here is the time for a nap. So this is about resting, rejuvenation, and renewal, temporary non-action, and allowing dreams to arise. Whoa, the lighting just went insane. Something about the fox. What does the fox say? Boom, ba, boom, boom, boom. Sorry. The fox here is really pulling me in. So I know a lot of people see foxes as, like, mischief and, like, something is weird afoot, but, like, I actually see them more as, like, being cunning. I see them more as, like, there's mysteries and, like, you need to be a little bit more private or a little bit more stealth about whatever is happening. Some of you, this is what this is actually about. So Spirit's saying, like, with this treasure island, this is an omen that a lot of positive stuff is coming in for you. So Spirit could be actually telling you, keep this shit private. So the rest might not be literal in the sense of, like, taking time to, like, rest and recalibrate. It could be more about needing to kind of be silent about your blessings. Keep things to yourself or closer to your chest until you feel aligned to share it. I just burped. That's confirmation. Your nails are so cute. Thank you. She really slayed this set. Just because I wanted to show them off. Anyway, I feel like... Yeah, because then I forgot. We had this observe card, right? So those of you that get some sort of job offer or a positive message is coming, okay? Like, I don't know. For some of you, this is a job opportunity. For others of you, you have applied for a new house, whether you are buying or renting or selling even. Take it however it resonates for you, but there is something correlating towards a really, really good news coming forward. There is some sort of blessing that is about to land in your lap. And it's not that you haven't worked for it. Like, this is something that you've been working towards. And I feel like this is your blessings. This is positive energy being returned to you in tenfold is what I just heard. But you are being heavily, heavily, heavily guided to observe this cycle as it opens up. Do not share this with anyone beyond your immediate circle. Okay? Okay. This is your first time here on Twitch. I follow you on everything. Welcome! I'm so glad you're here. For everyone at the festival was wearing furry foxtails this weekend. And one kept brushing my nose when they would step over me when I would take a nap. That could be confirmation for you. Beautiful set. Thank you so much. I love them. I'm obsessed with them, to be honest. I'm very extra, if you haven't noticed that about me on my other socials. Any hoozle. I digress. Also, there's a fox on this. What does the fox say? Boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, boom. That's all I remember from that. I really do feel like a lot of you are being guided to, like, keep your blessings close to home right now. Like, I'm not saying don't share it with, like, your family and your friends, the people that are in your immediate circle. But, like, don't post about it is all I keep hearing on repeat. Like, do not post your news on social media right now until you are firmly footed on the ground. Like, I'm seeing those, like, videos. So, like, some of you, this is about, like, a fitness journey. Maybe you're starting a fitness journey. Maybe you are changing your physical look a little bit. You're going through a bit of a glow up. Whatever the case may be, your life is shifting in a really positive way. And Spirit's saying, don't post it. Keep it private. And then once you feel like it, pop out. You know what I mean? So, like, if you are doing a fitness journey, maybe in 6 months from now, be like, hi. You know? I don't know, babies. But that was a really strong message. Something about burrowing into the ground. Whatever that means. Some of you could have a house and there's, like, either a fox in your area or, like, there's animals that burrow. Like, rabbits burrow. So, like, maybe you're going to notice, like, a rabbit in your backyard. Hello. Bless me. All right. Morning. Right, take them by surprise. Exactly. Nobody needs to know your business but you. Honestly, oftentimes social media becomes this place where we like post for validation, and then we get that validation, but we also get that weird energy that comes from that validation. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the times when you're posting on socials, you're also attracting evil eye. And I'm not saying evil eye, like I have a hot take on that and y'all know it. Like I personally believe that it only affects you if you allow it to affect you, but that doesn't mean you need to put yourself in a situation that the energy is all over the place, you know? There have been a lot of bunnies at your house. Interesting. So this one is all about perspective, objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. They do want me to read this portion. So most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and their experiences, so much so that they come to believe that these are their only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times. This is the perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about conditions, people, culture, and environments you're engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is a miracle you seek and will indeed find. Whoa, the lighting. Hello? Why is my lighting and I like having beef today? There we go. I feel like that's even more confirmation of what I was just saying. Like in my lived experience, speaking as somebody whose job is in the forefront, like I'm on social media, people see my life constantly. My life is kind of an open book at this point. I mean, I'm still pretty private, but y'all know what I'm saying. There is things that you should share and things that you shouldn't. And when you're just starting something, it's always better to keep that private until it feels rooted into the ground. I feel like that's what this collective is being guided to do. They keep showing me Instagram, like especially on Instagram, not sharing your shifts, not sharing where your life is going. Keeping your shit private from social media is going to help you in a really big way. Exactly. People are competitive by nature. It's never about you. It's always about them, and they're comparing themselves to you and where they're at in life and where you're at in life. And oftentimes a lot of people forget that we all have our own time. We all have our own life path. We all have our own directions. We all have our own place to go. But we get into this narrative that we feel like we have to compete with other people. And don't even get me started on the concept of women feeling this the most. But it's just false. It's a false narrative. Just because somebody else is, let's say, moving forward with their life, but you're feeling stagnated, that doesn't mean that they're doing better than you. It just means that their path in life is taking them in that direction right now, and yours is where you're at. You've had your Instagram deactivated for almost a year and was considering activating. I mean, I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying if you do, keep your life private. You know what I mean? Like, don't post your shit is all I keep hearing on repeat. And that doesn't mean forever. You deactivated it and recently. That's so funny. That's two of you saying the same thing. And instead of wanting them to level up, they see each other. Yeah. I mean, that's the sad reality. Okay, so this one is Treasure Island. Once again, this is about blessings. What is with my lighting, y'all? Something about the number 9 could be important. I don't know. The 9th day. So like the 9th of April might be important for some of you. Maybe this is when this job opportunity or this blessing is coming in. So this is the law of attraction, bringing dreams into fruition, the results of positive thinking made manifest, abundance appearing as if from out of nowhere, financial gains, and sharing of good fortune. What did I say? Keeping this private is really, really, really important. Did I get a new camera? It's so clear. I mean, I got one for Christmas. It's the same one I got at Christmas time. We are all living the same lives, apparently. They also want me to say your relationship is a treasure, providing even more than you need, but you may not see that right now. No matter how long you've been together, you and your partner are always discovering hidden gems about yourselves and about each other. Now is a time for discovery. It's as if everything is in sync and everything is new again. Romance blooms and love is in the air. You can be assured that this partnership will bring great gifts and valuable lessons. Keep your heart open. The message of this card is celebrate love and what it teaches you. I like that. Some of you, if you've been in a long-term relationship, like I'm talking like long-term, okay? Your connection is about to like revert into like a bit of a honeymoon phase. It's like you're going to start feeling aligned with your partner again. You're going to start feeling the spark of like, you know, new relationships when your relationship is just blooming. You're still getting to know one another. That really fun period of dating. It's going to go back to that, but with the intensity of the love that you guys have already. You just realized you stopped posting when you changed your direction. That's how always the way. I can't talk all of a sudden. And then we have this message in a bottle. And again, for a lot of you, I feel like this is a job offer. Okay. I keep like, they really want me to hound that. For others of you, this is a new home. Again, my lighting and I are beefing today. I'm so sorry. And for a small group of you, this is like a person. Okay. This could be someone from your past. It could be, confirmation. This could be like a family member you lost touch with, like I mentioned. But remember, this is not someone that you're not in no contact with. There was no toxicity. There was no weirdo energy. This is just someone that you organically lost touch with because life was life. Communication, a sign, a cauldron, the ancient name for a spontaneous oracle delivered innocently by the speaker, pointing the way to your highest good. For a lot of you, whatever this is aligned with you in a way that's going to lead you towards a higher level learning, a higher level of your life. Take it how it resonates. Interesting. That gave you such a giddy feeling. Good. All right. Now I'm being pulled to 11:11 a.m. or 11:11 the timer could be important. It's not 11:11 a.m. where I live, but there could be something about 11:11, just the angel number in general. I just saw an email for that time. So now we're going to go to this deck, which a lot of you already know gives me the vibe of traditional energy as well as a vibrancy or a brightness. So some of you, your aura is shifting into a more bright vibration. Guess it's not your reading today. Maybe not. It'll be posted if you want to rewatch it later. Interesting. What did I say about like a family member? Some of you, this is very, 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 very specific. This is not going to resonate with everyone, but if you were adopted, your biological mom is going to find you. They're going to track you down and they're going to send you a message. Interesting. Welcome. If it's not your mom, this is an aunt, a grandmother, and just some sort of female role model to you. Someone that you saw as like maybe even a mother figure. Like this is just someone you saw as the ultimate feminine energy when you were a young person. I really do feel like for a lot of you, there is some sort of like something from your childhood is circling around. Okay. Others, I do feel like this is just even more confirmation that like those of you that identify as a divine feminine, remember that we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. Those of you that identify as a divine feminine, there is definitely a message coming towards you. And I do feel like it could correlate to a career opportunity that's going to let you be a little bit more creative, a little bit more spontaneous. And they're showing me like an abundance of money coming in from it. So whatever this is going to generate a wild, substantial amount of income for you. Take it how it resonates once again. Something about Roblox. Did y'all see the tea about Roblox? I was not surprised, but also how is it still active? Anyway, I digress. That's not important. I mean, it is important, but something about solar plexus energy. The creator of it had child pornography on his computer. Yeah. Also, really not shocking if you've seen some of the rooms on Roblox and some of, like, the weird animals and shit. Like, I didn't I didn't like it, personally. I saw that on Twitter, so do your fact checking. I should have fact checked before I shared this information, but like they had a mugshot in the thing, so I'm pretty sure it's true. But yeah. But like for real, think about some of the rooms. There's like a bathroom room. Anyway, again, I digress. Something about, like I was saying, something about solar plexus energy. Also, something about, I hate that they're showing me this, but like The Housemaid, that movie with Sydney Sweeney. I don't love her, but like, what are you gonna do? They're showing it to me for a reason. It could just be like horror films in general, or maybe some of you, like maybe you're a nanny for a living and you're about to get like an offer for like a like in-house nanny, you know what I mean? Not everything in tarot is meant to be taken literally, so I don't think the dad's going to become weirdly obsessive with you or anything like that, okay? But there's a lot of yellow here, and it was all yellow. God damn it. Don't love her, but good movie. I was just talking about this. I haven't seen it yet because I don't love her either, and I've been kind of boycotting it, but like it does look pretty good, and I love me some horror movies, so I'm like, I'm probably going to end up watching it one day. But I'm probably going to like pirate it because fuck her and I don't want to give her money, so I'll stream it. And that is how I feel like it's okay, you know? I didn't really care. I was impartial to her until the whole American Eagle ad. And now I won't buy American Eagle. Who is Amanda? I'll have to look up the rest of the cast. Anywho, back to the reading. Yeah, there's a lot of yellow here, which is solar plexus. This is even more confirmation to me that like the chapter that's opening up for a lot of you guys has to do with your manifestations. So whatever you've been calling in, whatever you've been trying to bring forward, I feel like it has a lot to do with blessings. They're showing me like, because these are collective, it's going to be different for everyone. So for some of you, what you've been manifesting is career opportunities, a new job, more abundance financially, more security financially. Others of you, you've been manifesting a new home, whether this is once again purchasing or renting, or maybe you've been manifesting the sale of a home. Some of you have been manifesting partnerships, whether they're platonic or romantic, like new community is what I'm hearing. Oh, the girl from Mean Girls. Okay. No one wants to buy your undies. I have nothing to say, nothing productive. So as I was saying, a lot of you have been manifesting, and your manifestations are actually like almost like, they're showing me this visual of like almost touching it. So it's like you're almost touching the fire. You're almost reaching what it is that is meant for you. There is a little bit of a blockage here, which is interesting because we have this like 5 of Swords, okay? And it's going on top of the 3 of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is a very specific message because it's going on top of that Observer card from the Oracle deck. Some of you, there is some conflict in your work life. I think it's crazy that this keeps like focusing in and out as well. There is about to be some sort of conflict either in your work life or your home life. I don't know. Take it how it resonates for you. The 3 of Pentacles, for a lot of tarot readers, it's depicted as like a work environment. For me, this is just about teamwork. It's about working together. It's about building together. So this could apply to your career. It could apply to your home life. It could apply to a friendship. It could apply to your romantic relationship. Take it however it resonates. The other thing that I usually see with the 3 of Pentacles is connected to self-expression and creativity. So some of you are going to feel a little bit blocked in that aspect while you're going through this transitional period. But just know that this is temporary, is all I keep hearing on repeat. Like, there are a lot of rewards coming towards this group right now. A lot of blessings, a lot of energies of satisfaction, okay? What is that? Satisfaction. It's a satisfaction. Anyone know what that's from, or what that song's called? Anyway, what I do feel really called to mention once again is being in a bit of an observer mode, okay? So there is definitely going to be some conflict. I'm not going to sugarcoat that with the 5 of Swords. Can I get some? satisfaction. Oh my God, it's now like, I can't get it out of my head. Can someone put the link to it in the chat there? So as I was mentioning, with the Five of Swords here, this is almost always an omen of some sort of conflict. For some of you, this conflict is in your work. For others of you, it's your home, like we've been talking about, but I feel like it has a lot to do with some sort of change that is coming in that's requiring you to make some adjustments. For some of you, they're showing me like financially, so like in your pockets, you could be needing to make some adjustments on where you're spending money, what your money's doing. I don't know, especially those of you that are trying to manifest a home or something along those lines, like a new car even. You haven't been able to attract it because your money is not right yet. I feel like a lot of you are opening up to a new chapter of your life, but there is indecision blocking it from manifesting. So this is where this oracle message is coming back into play. Spirit saying, through this conflict, observe rather than act. So if there is conflict with other people, don't pay any mind to it. Like if someone starts acting hella weird towards you, if they start kind of like throwing shade your way, if they start being really passive aggressive or even downright mean, don't let it affect you. Just ignore it and move on with your day, because it's their shit and it's like, not my circus, not my monkeys is what I just heard. I do feel like part of it is because there is some sort of a change or a shift happening for this group. And whatever shift or change is manifesting, it's triggering some people around you because they're recognizing that they either need to grow with you or grow apart. And once again, I'm being brought back to kind of what we talked about like keeping things private. So for some of you, this is not someone in your daily life. This is someone on your social media that has a cycle of comparison. Especially Instagram. I keep being brought to Instagram. I don't know, man. Be mindful of what you post on the internet. Especially because we do have, like, this Ace of Cups and the Four of Wands on the opposite side, right? Like, all of these cards are so positive, except for that Five of Swords. And I kind of see the Five of Swords as more of, like, a neutral energy, because usually it's exposing what needs to be exposed. But I digress. I feel like a lot of you have a beautiful new beginning opening up, whether this is in a partnership or within yourself. Like, oftentimes, I see the Ace of Cups as inner love. I see the Ace of Cups as like new stuff within you. Others see it as new love coming forward in the sense of like other connections. Me personally, I don't see it in a romantic way, and I never really have. I see it more in an internal or a platonic. So I feel like a lot of you, part of what is happening is you're attracting your soul tribe. You're shifting into your destined life path, and you're aligning with the energy that is most authentically you. Because the Four of Wands to me is authenticity, it's homecoming, it's coming back to yourself. And I feel like with this combination together, there's a really big emphasis in that. Now, some of you might notice that your creativity is a little bit blocked, like we talked about, for the next couple of weeks, maybe even months. This is going to shift that in a really big way. Whatever this is, whatever new beginning is opening up, whatever new chapter, whatever joy is coming in for you, not only is it bringing in an abundance of harmony, but it's also going to help you shift back into a more creative vibration. I do sense something about like this, the Four of Wands. I know a lot of people see it as like a party or marriage or celebration. It can sometimes depict that, but most of the time it's actually about coming back into an authentic version of you and starting to kind of reap rewards for your effort. So I do feel for a lot of you, there's some sort of rewards coming in the form of comfort, success, harmony, or even financially. Okay. I feel like you have been working really hard towards something, some sort of a goal that you had your sights set on for a substantial amount of time, is what I just heard. But in order for this goal to come forward, I feel like there is a change that needs to be made in your 3D reality. So for some of you, this change is internal. It's more like you have to change your mindset. You have to change your patterns. Others of you, this is external in the sense that you need to let go of someone. You need to walk away from a job. You need to move to a new place. You need to switch environments, whatever the case may be. You're in the process of doing that now. Could it be a karmic or third party? I have a really hot take on that. I don't really believe in the whole concept of karmic third party kind of thing. I think that mindset can be really toxic, and I think that it's pretty misogynistic. So if you take a step back, I'm not saying third parties don't exist. I'm not saying that there's not instances where people are involved with like one person and there's like multiple other people. Cheaters are real. But what I kind of find a little bit misogynistic is the term karmic as a whole, because it kind of makes the women accountable for the men's action. You know what I mean? And a lot of times people forget that karmics can be literally anyone. I'm not saying the term is wrong. I'm saying that there's a lot of misogyny rooted underneath of it. Because oftentimes people don't point out, like, no one's ever really talking about the men that are karmics. They're talking about women karmics. And then it's demonized in a way that can be harmful for that woman and whatever she's currently going through. I think third parties are real, but I think there's a lot of misogyny connected to the concept of it all. Does that make sense? Thank you. I feel the same way about that. I don't know. And I'm not saying I didn't used to, like, when I first woke up spiritually, I would use the term karmic. I would use the terms third party. I would use the terms twin flame, soulmate, the whole shebang, because that's part of your process. That's part of how you evolve spiritually. But the more I started to kind of like recognize and reflect upon my own internalized misogyny, the more I recognized where that was stemming from. And it goes back to having women compete against each other instead of like recognizing that the man is usually the problem. Again, I don't know if that makes sense, but hello. I still think it's crazy that we have the Empress with the Page of Cups on top of that messenger in a bottle. Like, that's such confirmation to me the communication is coming. So like the Page of Cups sometimes actually symbolizes a messenger. So sometimes it's someone or something connected to what's manifesting. So this could be like the job offer example. This could be like maybe somebody's like assistant reaches out to you, or, you know, things like that. Okay. It does. Okay, cool. I feel like for a lot of you, this correlates towards like you're getting confirmation of something, but you might not be getting it right away. Does that make sense? Which would add another layer of why it's important to keep it private. Because if it's not finalized, if the docs aren't signed, if it's not like, you know, in your hands, you're already actively doing it, there's potential for it to be taken away. So like example that they're giving me for some of you, there's like a 3-month probationary period with a job. Like keeping this job private is going to be important. Excuse me. That was confirmation. The other thing I find interesting, some of you, so remember I said like there was a woman or someone in your family that you are not in contact with, and it doesn't feel like it was like a no contact situation. Maybe for some of you it was, because the Page of Cups is actually a symbolism of immaturity oftentimes and like a lack of boundaries. So for some of you, this feminine energy in your family tree had a lack of boundaries and was very emotionally immature. So you could have either put distance between the two of you, you stopped communicating with them as a whole. It doesn't feel that deep. Like I keep being brought back to like, it doesn't feel like it's a full-blown no contact situation, but it's definitely been quite a bit of time since you've heard from this person. And I feel like they're about to pop up. And Spirit's saying it's important to be open. So if this is your mom, if you kind of put some distance between you and your mom, be open to the idea of trying again with her, but remembering that you cannot change people. They are who they are, okay? So, ironically, my mom taught me you meet people where they're at. So you can't try to manipulate them or change them or make them be something that they're not. You learn how to stay grounded and rooted in yourself when you have to connect with these individuals. I personally am not really a fan of the concept of the cutoff that our generation tends to have. I think no contact is only warranted in situations where there's extreme abuse. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I personally believe that going no contact with people is just an avoidance tactic, and it's actually a way to avoid having to express yourself, having to set those boundaries, and having to learn how to be comfortable in yourself when someone doesn't meet those boundaries or those standards. Now, again, this is not the same as when there's sexual abuse or domestic violence or domestic abuse in any type of way. That is a completely different topic entirely. Those people deserve cutoff forever and ever and ever. I'm talking about the ones where, and this is again my personal opinion, okay? Like I personally believe that it is just another way to avoid your trauma. And I have done it. And I am speaking from experience, okay? But again, like, this is just my opinion, and if no contact works for you, it's your life. I am just some lady on the internet who is psychic. You do not need to listen to what I do. My words are not everything. Like, I am not a god, okay? At the end of the day, these are your life, and it's your decisions to make, okay? That is just my opinion. I personally think that it's a form of avoidance when you cut people off instead of trying to work through it. And like, I understand that it's challenging because not everybody is going to respect your boundaries. Not everybody is going to actually meet those standards. But those are the types of people that you need to learn how to regulate your nervous system around versus avoid. Because in hindsight, let's talk about this in a little bit of a deeper context. Let's say you have a boss at a job you absolutely fucking love. It pays phenomenally. It's the job of your dreams, but your boss is shitty because your boss doesn't actually respect your boundaries, pokes back at you, argues with you, makes you feel this big sometimes. If you immediately are the type to cut people like that off and go no contact, you're never actually going to learn the lesson you need to learn surrounding how to stand up for yourself and how to deal with someone like that. Because the ultimate reality is the real world. You can't just cut people off like that. I have a bit of a hot take with this, right? But like, that's just my personal opinion. And don't get me wrong, you can quit that job. But what if it's the job of your dreams? What if everything else about that job is perfect except for that one person that you have to deal with? And you have no choice but to deal with them. If you are the type to just avoid confrontation because no contact is conflict avoidance, if you are the type to do that, you're never actually going to learn how to handle people that are challenging. Anyway, I know that's a hot take, okay? I hope y'all still like me. Also, sorry, I keep forgetting about the banging on the table. I'm so sorry. So, we're going to move into the Magician and the Six of Wands, which is going on top of this treasure island. How aligned is that energy? Very, if you were wondering. This is even more confirmation to me. Like, honestly, whatever you've been manifesting in your life, and because these are collective, it's going to be different for each individual, okay? I'm glad you still like me. Thank you. So each one of us is different. For some of us, we've been manifesting a new job. For others of us, it's a relationship. Some of us, it's friendship. Some of us, it's self-love. Like, you know, it's different for all of us. Maybe a home. Whatever the case may be, your manifestations are literally coming, if not already here. They're falling into your lap, okay? And I feel like this collective, part of what's shifting is you're finally recognizing your manifestation powers. So some of you were in this cycle, were in this pattern where you couldn't quite see your power. You couldn't quite see your full potential. And I feel like this is shifting because you have learned how to master the energy around you versus letting it fester. Does that make sense? I don't know. There's just something very significant about like finally seeing who you are. Like, this collective is in an energy where you're realizing you are that bitch. And bitch is a gender exclusive term here. Okay? It's also a term of love here. But I feel like a big part of this is this collective finally recognizing the power that you hold within you, especially magically. Some of you in the past were a little bit afraid of your power. You were afraid of your talents, your abilities, if you will. No idea why I'm channeling this. I absolutely love the song, but it's not a shock because I absolutely love J. Cole. So here's another channeled song for y'all today. You feel it actually good. I'm glad. Definitely feeling my power a lot more than before. I love that. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, a lot of us have learned how to master unseen forces. We've learned how to, like, become one with our power. And I feel like because of that, there is conflict around us with the people who are not there. Honestly, some of y'all, this is going to sound bad, but confirmation. That was a weird burp, too. Some of y'all, this is going to sound a little bad. You are outgrowing certain people around you. It's like you are no longer in this lack mindset. You're no longer living in doubt. You're no longer living in fear. Some of you in this collective are shifting out of fight or flight. You're stepping out of survival mode. Whatever it is, you are mastering yourself in a way that some of the people surrounding you aren't. And I don't feel it's deep for you, but for these other people watching you expand and grow and shift and transform, it's very triggering. So there could be some conflict in your 3D. Just expect some weird shit is all I keep hearing on repeat. For the next couple of weeks especially. You're going to be able to tell though, like they're showing me like you are so in your body. You are so aligned with yourself. You basically, babies, you know who the fuck you are. And nothing can take that away from you at this moment in your journey. And I feel like you can now see when someone's nervous system is dysregulated by your authority. Yeah. Don't love that. But that's that comparison cycle. Could you feel uncertainty about people around you? Could you expand on what you mean by that, my love? Oh, yeah, for sure. It's been experiencing, but yeah. It's like you're seeing the masks that people wear for society. And then when certain people surrounding you are triggered or dysregulated or their nervous system is going like this, you're clocking it immediately. And for some of you, them being triggered or dysregulated is actually coming from you and your own power right now. Like, I don't think this collective fully realizes the level of power you are currently radiating. I really don't think you realize it. Like, your aura is so bright right now. Your energy is so loud. And it's like any energy that is not aligned with you is just currently kind of like, that's why they just told me, this is going to sound very woo-woo. So if you don't align with it, that's fine. I don't care. But that's why the camera keeps going super duper bright and super duper dark, because your light is that bright right now. So it's hurting people's eyes almost to be surrounded by your energy that aren't evolving with you. Like feeling like people aren't being authentic. Yes, I mean, if you mean, can you feel whether or not people are triggered or not in their authenticity, then 100%. Why did I just have deja vu about you saying that? Well, that's crazy. Definitely resonating a lot right now. Good, I'm glad. Deja vu is such a weird concept to me, and I never really know what it means. Like, even still, this deep into my spiritual practice, I still couldn't tell you what it aligns with, because there's so many different concepts of what deja vu is. So we have the King of Cups. This just happened to me, and I called it out. Well, good. I would recommend in the future just ignoring it. It's not usually worth your energy and calling other people out on their behavior and their bullshit. That's just my personal opinion, though. Like, if it made you feel right, if it felt like right in your soul, that's what really counts. And then we have the Emperor. So for some of you, some sort of very powerful male figure could be coming into your life. Someone that's like very aligned. Literally, I just moved the Empress and the Page of Cups. Perhaps there's communication coming from an Emperor energy. Perhaps you're about to meet someone. For some of you, I'm hearing the love of your life. Take that with a grain of salt. These are collective, please. You try to ignore it because I feel like what they want is 100%. Having grown up in a toxic environment and having had a lot of narcissistic people in my past, I have learned from a very young age that people will try to get a rise out of you because it will take your energy away. Energy vampires especially will try to trigger you into an argument so that they can take your power from you. And fuck that, because you don't deserve it. So it's interesting that we got this King of Cups, and it's going on top of that Ace of Cups with the Six of Wands. The King of Cups to me is emotional warmth. It's protection, it's love, it's emotional validation, it's stability, it's calmness, it's peace. There's that brightness once again. And I feel like this is not only what this collective is embodying, but it's also what you're attracting if you haven't already attracted it. For some of you, you already have this person in your life. Others of you, this person is coming forward. Take it however it resonates. And for another portion of this collective, sorry, I can't talk all of a sudden, this is your energy, okay? This is you having balanced out your own masculine and feminine and becoming one with yourself and at peace with yourself. I do also feel like whoever this is, they have like a very dominant, very masculine type of energy. This is a very mature, very solid, very successful even kind of vibration. We do have the devil at the bottom of the deck though, so I do want to mention, be mindful of any temptations. Don't allow your past to pull you back into a cycle just because it seems familiar. The ultimate reality of when you grow and when you find relationships that align with you, if you are used to this type of energy, it's very triggering because this is unfamiliar. And because it's unfamiliar, your nervous system will almost try to convince you that it's wrong for you, but it's not. All right. That was that portion. So I am being guided to, what time are we working on? Okay. I am being guided to use another deck that is in my mind's eye. Where did I put this one? I don't know. Okay. So I'm going to pull from this guy. This is the Island Love Wellness. There is like 3 decks in one here. So we'll see what this has to say, and then we will end off with the self-care. Can you do me? I'm sorry, my love. These are mini paid or not mini paid readings. Hello. These are just a collective reading. Resonating heavy. Today's reading has a fun vibe. I'm glad. If you would like a personal reading, there's a link in my bio, I think. I think it's on my Twitch page. That'll take you to my website if you would like a personal read. But let's see. What do we have for the rest of this collective energy? What is this about? What is this next chapter bringing into their lives? What do they need to know? That was way too many, y'all. Oh, interesting. Some of you, honestly, I feel like you're breaking a cycle tying into chasing and recklessness. It's okay. You never have to apologize for that. Which is interesting because we ended off the tarot with that devil energy, right? This says the chaser. Chaser in codependent relationships. Fear of abandonment issues. Then this one says reckless. This one is about acting recklessly, getting lit, highly volatile relationship, personality, use precaution, and protection. Some of you are being guided. There is a little bit of a gentle warning from your spiritual team to be mindful of anyone coming in, saying and doing all the right things, okay? Because we also have that love call. Like, this did come out with it. So this is just confirmation to me that there is, like, someone from your past who could be circling the block that you had a bit of an unhealthy relationship with. How do you know if it's about you? If it resonates, if you feel it in your body, or if it aligns with you in any way possible, it's probably your message. You are a part of a collective in one way or another. So whether you're a part of this collective or if you're a part of a different collective, that's something that you will learn over time. But in my personal lived experience, when something resonates with me, I feel it in my physical body. So that's why grounding yourself and getting connected to your body is so important. All right, let's see. What else do we have for this collective? Yeah, what did I say? Excuse me. You are currently going through an ascension. A transformation. What do you think about dreams about past people specifically? Because you said past toxic relationships may be spinning the block. In my personal opinion, and again, this is yet another hot take, dreams are not that deep. Dreams are usually either A, your subconscious working through something that your waking self is not recognizing. So it's either you're processing something, you're releasing something energetically. Sometimes it's like prophetic, but it's prophetic in the sense that like it'll align in a certain way, but not exactly like your dream is showing you. And then other times it's just something that's trying to show you some sort of truth. So like in the case of people from your past circling the block in your mind, it's probably more so you're in the process of letting go and you're purging those individuals. It doesn't mean that you're fated to be with them. It doesn't mean that they're coming back. It usually just means that you are doing the work that is releasing them. So this is about transcending obstacles. Hello. Something about popsicles. This is about like expanding your consciousness, expanding. This literally says expansion. This is about a new phase of life. Some of you are preparing for a union with a connection, which makes sense because we had that Emperor energy as well. You are transcending time and space is what I also just heard. How do I ground myself? That is a trial and error process, my love. Some of us through art, some of us through nature, some of us through exercise, some of us meditation. I would recommend doing a little bit of research through Google, and you will find the best method for you after you practice with those different options. It takes time, though. It took me a really long time to figure out what worked for me. All right, what else do we have for this collective? Interesting. We have the document. And then we have kisses. And then we have clock. This is divine timing. Let's get 2 more. Literally exactly 2. Oh no, that's 3. That's okay. So we also have siren. And then we have bold move. And then the extra one is playing the field. Some of you are going to start dating if you haven't already started that process. The document says text or email, agreement, letter, separation, divorce, contract, news, legal papers, or proceedings. What did I say about a job opportunity? I feel like this collective, there is some sort of offer coming into you. This could literally be like a job offer, a new home, or I don't know. There's just something about a legal documentation binding you to something. I'm also being guided to keep this one, which is the graduate. Some of you have been practicing glamour magic, and if you haven't, this is your nudge to do so. I feel like you have, though, with this like siren energy, alluring, enticing, seductive, mysterious. Some of y'all have a very threatening energy, which is good because it's going to ward off people that aren't for you. But I do feel there is a part of this collective shadow side that can be kind of vindictive. So just be mindful of that. Because we have the graduate going on top of it, though, I feel like this is something that you have learned how to kind of get a better control of. So you don't just kind of act on impulse. You don't just say things to hurt people anymore. This is a part of your shadow that you've been really working towards. And I feel like the graduate is all about like a new phase of life. It's about a new chapter. It's about graduating. Quite literally, there could be an actual graduation involved in this for some of you. Others of you, this is about like you've grown, you've healed, you've evolved, you've shifted, okay? Something about like, you know, when like you make a promise and you go like this, or like, you know, you're crossing your fingers for something. You literally did graduate. Congratulations. That's exciting. Then we have this kisses energy. Sorry, focus today is brutal. Unconditional loving, giving and receiving affection, and falling in love. What did I say in the very beginning of this reading? So those of you that have been in a long-term relationship, there is like a deepening of your connection. You're about to go through like an additional honeymoon phase that's very bright, that's very authentic. Others of you, you are going to meet someone while you're playing the field. You are about to enter into, regardless of where you are in this collective, you're about to enter into that phase of a relationship where you start falling into love. You start, like the honeymoon, okay, is all I keep hearing. And then we have bold move. Some of you are about to make a really bold move, or one is going to be made to you. An invitation, being proactive, taking steps, making things happen, gift for someone or yourself. The way my phone just lit up too, because I got some reminders. For some of you, someone is definitely going to communicate their love for you. Honestly, I'm hearing like a confession, like a love confession could be coming from someone from your past. If you are single, if it feels right, go for it. We have Cupid's arrow. Have faith. Love is coming. Surprise invitation or meeting. Others of you that are in a relationship, or you've like, whether it's long-term, short-term, whatever, there is a surprise romantic gesture coming from your partner. Something that's going to make you feel very loved and very seen, okay? At the bottom of the deck, we have engagement ring. Whoa. Maybe some of you are about to get proposed to. Not all of you. Okay, relax. Others of you, it could be like a promise ring. It could be like an offer of some sort. A higher level of commitment. Because like a promise ring is crazy for those of you that have only been on a handful of dates. So like maybe this person's going to ask you to be exclusive. Take it however it resonates, okay? But that is what we have for today. Did we have any like questions? You're welcome. That's a big step. I don't know why, but I feel guided to remind you that it's super, super normal to go through a phase of grief when you transition into a really big life phase. Which, like, doesn't make the life phase shift any less exciting. You're so welcome. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day as well. Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate all of you just as much. Change is hard, even good change. Fact. It'll probably be fully uploaded to YouTube by the end of today. It'll finish uploading on here within, like, I'd say an hour. Good, I'm glad. All right, y'all. I love you. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. We will be back on Thursday, which is insane that I'm about to say this out loud, but that's March 26th of 2026. And we will be doing the Learning the Tarot. I think I don't know what we're on right now. We'll know when we do it. I have just been choosing from the list the morning of. And I haven't even looked at the list. Like last week, what did I do this spring? What is spring energy bringing in? You're going to town today to look for the Light Seers deck for your tarot lessons. Ooh, I love that. If you can't find it at any of your local metaphysical stores, I hate saying this out loud because Amazon sucks. You can get it on Amazon. That's where I bought mine. March is flying by. It's crazy. So yeah, no, I'm not really sure to answer. I can't remember who asked this, but I'm not really sure what this week's Patreon reading is going to be. Like I said, I just kind of in the morning pull it open, but we can look right now and see if I'm pulled to any of them. Well, I'm pulled to how can I enforce and or maintain my boundaries? What is this new area of life bringing me? What emotions, situations am I bringing that I need to address? What is something I'm not anticipating over the coming months? Or what am I spiritually bypassing? So it might be one of those. But if tomorrow morning I'm not drawn to any of those and they show me a different one or they give me, like last week they gave me a topic. So we shall see what happens with that. But it will be recorded and posted tomorrow afternoon, of course, like usual. Anyways, I love y'all. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And again, I will catch y'all on Thursday for the tarot lesson. And if more people start subscribing and subbing, we can do more streams. And I could even incorporate an afternoon, maybe even an evening stream once a week. That is the long-term goal, but your girl needs a PC for that. So, I love y'all. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I like that one. What am I not anticipating over the coming months? We will see what happens. Hopefully it is that one. Love y'all. Have a great rest of your day.